Okay,
Right.
okay. And there's a big parking lot right there. Of course, you've got Fryman Canyon where people hike in and out.
That's
so
right.
maybe they
Yes.
could use that as a staging area, hopefully. But it sounds like they've got that figured out at least. Wow. But
It's
I
a
mean,
lot.
this is exactly what we were expecting with this amount of rain. I mean, we really are looking at 1 to 2 inches to 3 to 5. I mean, I'm looking at some spots right here, looking at the latest rainfall totals, 7 inches. And some of our local mountains right there, Fryman Canyon, could be the recipient of, you know, half a foot of rain in just a matter of hours. So no surprise that something like this is happening. And of course, canyons are a huge concern tonight. And like I said, we're clocking 7 inches of rain in parts of the Santa Monica range. So really, we could get 3 to 6 more inches on top of that. So this is just tremendous rather. Higher amounts will continue to fall over these south-facing slopes. Here's the thing, we haven't seen convection yet. So what is convection? That's a possibility, it's instability, creates thunderstorms, possibility of thunderstorms. So once we put thunderstorms into the mix, guys, on top of just this rain, that's where we could get violent downpours, and that's when things really could start to fall apart as far as really our canyons go, our roads, our flooding. And at the moment, we are experiencing flash flooding in the area. Any thunderstorm that also forms in this atmospheric river could produce, looking at the exact amount, about 1.5 inches of rain rates per hour. So that's just really significant on top of what we're already seeing. Of course, due to the shear in the lower atmosphere, we could see water spouts, we could see weak tornadoes. We're talking about weak tornadoes, but I do want you to know that the rainfall is really far more dangerous of a threat than the threat of tornadic activity. Snow level is quite high right now, but we could get some serious snow as well. So that's going to be sort of the next chapter of this event that unfolds tomorrow. Winter weather and a lot of it. But right now we're focusing on that rain. Of course, we've got eyes on Fryman Canyon. We've got eyes on Topanga Canyon, where we've seen rock slides and closures of all canyon roads through Malibu Canyon as well, where we're getting a lot of additional rain. And again, flash flood warnings remaining in effect through midnight, meaning flash flooding is currently happening. Now, all of this yellow on your screen indicating some of the heavier spots. Everybody looking at rain, green, light green, just showers. The darker the green, the steadier the rain. Now, the warmer the color, yellow, corresponds with heavy rain. We've seen very heavy, consistent rain through western San Fernando. And with that, through the western San Fernando Valley, we've seen upwards of 3-4 inches of rain in the lower elevations. Agora Hills, you've gotten about 4.5 inches of rain with this event alone. And we're only on day 1. So we've got a lot more rain to be had here. Calabasas into Thousand Oaks, Chatsworth, Canoga Park, Granada Hills, Reseda, looking at heavy rain. We've seen flooding in Tarzana. Now Sherman Oaks into Bel Air. We have just seen a consistent downpour along the 405 right there as well. Of course, burn area is a big concern. Canyons, a big concern. Beverly Glen, Coldwater, Laurel Canyon. That's what we're contending with right now. Benedict Canyon, again, Topanga Canyon. So we've got all eyes on canyons tonight. And in lower elevations, we could see 1 to 2 feet of water come into homes and businesses. That's how much rain we're expecting. Really, rainwater going over the curb in lower elevations through the metro area. This will especially include, potentially, downtown Long Beach, the South Bay. That's where this cell really just sits. Not the cell, but the atmospheric river that's really parked over LA County right now. So far, rain reports looking a bit like this. We mentioned Agora. We got up to 4.5, even more inches of rain already with this event. Calabasas, 3 inches, almost 3.25 actually. Just under 3 inches for Woodland Hills, Van Nuys, just over 2 inches. Downtown, 2.25, and Inglewood, just over 2 inches of rain with this storm system. Now let's take a look at wind, because that's a big part of tonight as well. Tonight into tomorrow, we're expecting very gusty winds. And on top of that, we could see that wind carry on over the next couple of days. But the peak of the wind event happening now. Thousand Oaks, we've seen 50-mile-per-hour wind speeds. Van Nuys, 39. Carson, 36 miles per hour. And Chino Hills, 38 miles per hour. I do want to show you that atmospheric river. Here it is, just starting to park over Southern California. And it's not going to move. for the next 2 days, and it's just going to bring water and more water. In fact, the atmospheric river consists of trillions of gallons of water. We're talking maybe 100 miles wide, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that wide, 100 to 150 miles, but trillions of gallons of water. And we were talking about this the other day, sort of the good analogy is turning on that fire hose and just leaving it on. And it's not going to turn off for at least 1, 2, maybe even 3 days here. So we've got that flooding already in effect, flash flooding in effect, flash flood warnings remaining in effect through midnight, and we could see more pop up. Otherwise, everybody under a flash flood watch at least through Tuesday of this week. Pat Wan, back to you.
CBS News Los Angeles, your local news, streaming wherever, whenever.